Speaking of pitching, let's talk about pitchers just for a little bit longer.
Yes.
Your guy, Brig, Jacob deGrom.
Oh, I love him.
Affectionately known as Jake. He has had 40 straight starts with 3 or fewer earned runs. The last time deGrom allowed at least 4 earned runs in a game was back on September 3rd, 2019.
Just think about that for a minute.
That was
the
a long
last time
ago.
he started on the mound and gave up more than 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs, was in 2019.
Solid 3 years ago. I mean, granted, there was a shortened season in there, but
plus some injury time for sure.
Some injury. Yeah, well, yeah, because that's only 40 starts over that time.
Yeah.
Whereas he should have, I believe, 26 starts a year?
Yeah, so that's closer to 60, 70 that he should have had or something. But
yeah, especially missing almost the entire first half of this year. But regardless, no matter how long it is, 40 starts is a long time to go with that. Wildly impressive. That is an all-time record for Major League. Set that. And Jim Scott previously held the record for more than 100 years.
Yep.
And he did that on June 1st, 1913 to June 4th, 1914.
Yep. It took Scott a year. Jim Scott, it took a year, but arguably he didn't have a ton of injuries and time off and shortened season and all that other stuff.
Well, and back then they didn't have a limit on the number of starts. Like you could start 2 days later. It's like, how you feeling today? Feeling good, coach. Okay, go out there and toss a few for me.
Exactly.
Stuff like that. Guys, exactly. Like, who was the guy who got struck by lightning and finished the game? Like,
the Cleveland pitcher. Yeah. I forget his name. It's wild.
But stuff like that going. That's why he had 40 starts in a year. Was all.
Yep, that's exactly right. But what's cool about this is that deGrom. So the earned run stat was established in 1913. So because of Jim Scott, that's not like how it all came about, right? So then deGrom has only given up. Excuse me, we've already talked about what he's given up. His earned run average is 1.98. And he's struck out 888 players in 103 starts since 2017.
That ERA number is what's the craziest to me.
Yeah.
That it's sub 2.
Sub 2 over this huge span of time since 2017. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's bananas. I'm curious what year it was that he cut his hair. Because I swear to you, he got better once he cut his hair.
100% better. Yeah, I totally agree with you. But I'm more curious about whether he'll stay in New York. He says he remains adamant that he will not. But Cohen says he'll do whatever he can to keep him. And I don't know what is going to happen.
Because Cohen's basically got a bottomless checkbook.
Yeah, and he's shown that he's willing to use it. So,
yeah.
I'm pretty nervous about that. He's
got one more year. He's not a free agent until 2024. He's got one more year with the Mets. Yeah. And that's really interesting too, because what happens next year if it comes down to the trade deadline and he's like, no, I'm not re-signing with you. I do not want to be a Met after this year. I'm like, okay, then we have to trade you because we're not about to lose you in free agency.
Yeah.
Then that would be a whole nother Soto situation.
It will be. And can I just throw this out there? I'm not even going to predict it. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but can you imagine a world where Nestor Cortez, Garrett Cole, and Jacob deGrom are in the same starting rotation?
In a world.
In a world where Brig's dreams come true.
Well, so here's the thing. You bring
Excuse
up
me while
Cortez.
I take a bougie sip of my Coke.
And with that, yes. But this is my thing though. Like Nestor Cortez has been lights out and like borderline Cy Young candidate, right? If there wasn't other things going on in the league. I don't know what Nestor Cortez is going to be next year. That's my thing.
Right.
This could be a 1-year phenomenon with him.
It could.
And then he could just fall off the face of the earth because he basically came out of nowhere because he wasn't really very good before this year.
Yeah,
he was terrible with Seattle in 2 years ago in 2020.
Yep.
Absolutely terrible. So he could go back to that. I don't know.
He could. You shut your mouth. You stop it right now, Brad. I know it's possible, but I don't want to hear that right now.